Dear Son and Uncle R coming through with spirit. What a great way to start off a conversation talking about how to negotiate the best deal with a bank, for your property. You need to have that spirit, the kahunas to do it. Joining us in studio every single Wednesday, coming through not only by himself, but he came through with beautiful, I think more than anything, gifts of gratitude and embracing the team, and his name is Tim Akinusi. Thank you so much, Tim, for joining us this morning. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for having me again. It's Mo's birthday month,
Yes.
so we had to be part of that celebration too.
Thank you. I appreciate
you.
the birthday present. It is the nicest thing I've received in this studio.
We see you.
So let's talk about the ability to negotiate the best deal with the bank. I mean, what sort of tools can we use to
Right.
and where do we start?
Right.
Yeah.
So Mo, obviously, Thursday happened. The Reserve Bank has kicked up interest rates by an additional 75 basis points. Obviously, the first thing on everyone's mind is how do I absorb this added, cost to the debt that I have on hand? And it's easy to say, I just make more money available, and the reality is that more money doesn't just become available, right? Because you just don't get an increase because, some of your costs have gone up. So if you have a mortgage today, right, what are the things that you can do to mitigate the impact of the interest rate hike is to apply for a restructure. So essentially right now, if you have a 20-year mortgage, you can essentially restructure your mortgage to 25 years. And by so doing, you will then end up reducing your monthly repayment by, on a million rand house, by a good 600 rand, right? So the impact of the 75 basis points in a million rand house is about 470 rand a month.
Sure.
That's been added to your monthly repayment. So restructuring your account allows you to do that. And this is why we always advise customers to say, never start off, it's not a good practice to start off with a 30-year mortgage, because
I see.
you then don't allow yourself the opportunity to restructure it, right?
Yeah.
Because 30 years is a long time and a lot happens, these ups and downs, there's different rate cycles, financially as well, you go through a different sort of period in your life where your money is good or your money isn't,
Right.
So you just got to make room for that.
With regards to that, Tim, if you want to extend your bond from a current 20-year to 25 years, is there a registration? Is there a penalty? Is there cost involved in trying to extend it to the extra 5 years?
Right, it's a good question. There is no cost involved. You can simply approach your existing bank and say, look, I've got a mortgage with you. It's over 20 years and I would like to restructure it and extend that to allow me to keep up with my repayments.
Now, Tim, in all honesty, is my primary bank always the one that gives me the best interest when it comes to my property?
That's a really good question, right? In an ideal world, the answer is yes. But we know we don't live in an ideal world.
Thanks.
Right. And so the reality is that all the banks out there are competing heavily for your business, right? It's all about trying to get bigger market share. And that comes from being able to acquire customers from other banks. So your bank doesn't always have the perfect information about you to say that you are the best customer, so therefore they should give you the best deal. But other banks are thinking about you differently. They're saying if you come over with all of your banking products, they'll give you a better deal. So this is why we always ask people to say, don't settle for the first deal that your bank puts in front of you.
I see.
You've got to compare deals, right? Because you'll never really understand value until you put it up against something else. So you have to use a marketplace, to be able to compare your home loans and then negotiate from there to get the best deal.
Sure.
Tim, there's also plenty of bond originators out there. We know them, I don't want to get their names off here, but they go around looking for the best rate for you. But is it the best way to go, or should you go directly to your bank?
So from our perspective, right, we believe you should use a marketplace, right? Because the cost of a bond originator, which is what we do, it's a zero cost to you. We do all the hard work. We go out there, we find you the best deals, we negotiate on your behalf, right? And that allows you to then get the best deal over this 20 to 30 year period, which is obviously a long time. So you want to go in and start it off with the best deal possible. Yeah.
Property Explained, it happens on Wednesdays, and today we're talking about how to negotiate the best deal with your bank for your property, and on the back of the increase in the interest rates and how that impacts your home loan repayment, and what sort of tricks to use to try and just ease the pressure. With those interest rates going up, I mean, is this still a buyer's market?
Yeah, that's always the question. Is it a buyer's market? The answer to that is that it really does depend on the segment of the market that you are looking to buy into, right? So there are certain segments that will always be resilient, right? So the affordable housing segment is always one. That it doesn't matter whether or not rates are up or down, because people need better housing, they will always be in a position to buy houses, right? The second consideration is the nature of the purchase, right? So if you are buying for your primary use, doesn't matter. I mean, you need it. It's a primary use. It's not a want. So you are going to continue to buy. But if it's like an investment property, chances are you are willing to let the property go as your financial situation changes. So it is always a buyer's market for when you're in the market for investment units, right? So you can always pick those up at a really good discount. And from a buyer's perspective, you want to always be in a position where you can buy a place that you can get good rental yield from, and you will get the most amount of your utility on. So yeah.
If anybody wants to find you, follow you, maybe pick your brain on regards to property matters, where do we find you?
Well, they can come to us on mortgagemarket.co.za. We'll answer all your property and home loan related questions. We give you access to the top 7 banks in the country, and we'll pay you 5,000 in cash back. So follow us on Facebook and Instagram on mortgage.market on Instagram.
Done deal. Team Akinusi, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah, back again next week on Property Explained.